everybody, welcome to Transforming with Sarah. Thank you as always for clicking on today's video. A huge shout out and thank you to all of my subscribers for continuing to click on my videos, follow along with my journey. If you are new, hello and welcome to my crazy ketogenic transformation weight loss journey. You guys, we are now 14 weeks into my keto journey. So as always, I have my weekly update for you guys. It will be slightly different in this video. If you didn't see in my previous one, I have put that scale away. So this week I'm really focusing on just going over what I have changed, and I have switched up quite a bit this week. So I'm just excited to share it all with you guys. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so 14 weeks keto. Wow. It's so crazy to believe that I've been doing it for so long and surprisingly without a cheat meal. But I'm just so pumped up, excited to keep going, seeing that weight loss, or if you see my previous video, lack of, but we're seeing inches come off my body. So if you didn't see what I did mention in my previous video, that I have decided to put that scale away. I will now just be weighing in once a month on my month update videos. That's where I will go over my weight loss. Now, why did I do that? Well, simply I was just stressing over weight loss. The scale did not move for 3 weeks, but when I got to my end of my third month, that's when I also do my measurements with the tape measure. And although I only lost 1 pound that month, when I did my measurements in all those areas that I measure, I somehow lost 6 inches. So that's just showing that a lot of other things are changing and happening right now. I was putting too much stress and pressure into the scale, so I did decide to go ahead and put that away and just wait until those month update videos to do that. So that's why I put that away, but I do want to kind of go back to the beginning part of my weekly videos where I decided to just really break down what I was doing that week, changes I've noticed, and giving you my thought process. So that way, if you're on your own journey or wanting to just see in more detail what I'm doing, that I can break it down for you. Okay, so for starters, something very new is I did actually meet up with a carnivore health coach last week, actually, after I filmed that video. I was nervous but excited to sit down with her. She was super sweet and thought that what I was doing was really good. She did see my frustration and the fact that the scale didn't move, and we actually came up with a plan of attack and things for me to work on this last week. And I actually am meeting up with her today to go over those results and see if we need to tweak or change things around. So it's really nice to have someone to kind of bounce ideas off with and just kind of get help, and also just that confirmation to know that what I am doing on my carnivore weight loss journey is good. Now, she did take some time to figure out about my past and what I've been doing currently, so she is really much in detail with that and brought some good tips. So she did give me 5 things to work on for this week. So I thought I would just kind of go over it with you guys. Now, the first thing she suggested that I do was go ahead and up my water intake, to drink more water. Now, she did suggest to go ahead and put a little bit of the pink Himalayan salt in it, so that way my body could utilize the water better and kind of like retain it better. She said you don't have to do a lot to where you taste, which was my issue in the past. And so I'm putting not even like a pinch, just like a little bit in there, but I have noticed that, I don't know, I'm going to the bathroom less, even though I'm drinking more water. So that is good. So the second thing is she did tell me to go ahead and try and reduce my added fat into my foods. Her reason behind that was because she wants my body to start working on burning my fat instead of burning through the fat, all that fat that I was adding into my food, because I had to do that first before I could get to my body fat. So she told me to go ahead and cut that so my body could start working on getting rid of mine first. So instead of adding in all that extra butter, bacon grease to all my meats, I have pretty much just done very little bit this week, usually just to make sure it wouldn't stick to the pan. So I have worked on cutting that down as well. Now, her third tip to me to work on this week was to try and cut egg whites. because I was eating the full egg. Her reason behind that was due to a lot of people tend to actually get inflammation from the egg whites because they don't tend to process it well, so it causes that extra inflammation. So her thought was that it could help get rid of that extra little bit of inflammation that I was still holding on to. Now, I will tell you guys that that is the thing that I struggled with this week. I was good at upping my water. I was great at cutting the fat. But for whatever reason, I just struggled with cutting out egg whites. I think it's just because I've cut out so much already that I just found it hard to, in addition, get rid of egg whites. I know it doesn't sound like much, but when I'm sitting there cooking it, I know it's silly, but it takes a little bit more time, and I don't know. So I did kind of work on cutting it back some, but I could have done better. But that is one of the goals she did have for me. Now, my fourth goal was definitely personalized because, as I mentioned, I've always had like the carb food addiction, anything like that. Now, I also do struggle to realize when I am actually full from eating. So we kind of talked a little bit about that, and her suggestion as far as helping me with that is to not eat in front of a screen. I have been accustomed of eating in front of the television, so I have been working to just kind of put on music instead. That way, you're not wrapped up in a show and you're just sitting there eating mindlessly. It kind of forces you to focus on your food, but also enjoy it. There was still a few nights where I did kind of sit in front of that because I don't have that much time to watch TV, but it's something I need to continue to work on, is just kind of putting on music, enjoying the food. That way I can focus on that and my body. That way I can tell easier when I am actually full. And then her final tip of something to work on was to start kind of logging food. Not so much to stress about it, but I think it was also just to help her see what I'm kind of eating, my macros, things like that. She did tell me, of course, if I started stressing over to stop and that we would just work from there. But I wasn't stressing over logging the food. So I think that's just kind of like a precursor so she could figure out where I was at. Like I said, I have my second meetup with her today, so I can let you guys know next week what she said about all my progress from this week. So as far as like eating this week, of course, I still am. Today marks my 47th day on Carnivore. So of course, just doing all meat and animal products. Now I am still doing that no dairy January challenge. So I have gone this whole month so far without any cheese or dairy added in. It's going pretty good, honestly. Yes, I've been wishing I could have cheese, but I know that when February comes around, I'll have some, not a lot, but just to kind of add back in that extra flavor and variety. So as far as meals, I'm still doing just about 2 meals a day, not because I'm working on fasting, but because by the time I wake up for work and everything, I'm just not hungry. I usually don't get hungry until like 11 or 12. And then after work, I'll have my second meal for the day. And then again, I don't get hungry until 11 or so the next day. So that's just kind of what naturally happened with my meals. It's not that I'm pushing myself too fast. It's just I'm not hungry in the morning. I just do 2 meals at the moment. So basically that just means I'm focusing on beef. I've actually really been doing a lot more ground beef for a couple reasons, just because beef is good, but also I follow Kelly Hogan and she does nothing but like burger patties. And yes, it can sound plain and boring, but that's part of it. Is if that meat, that ground beef does not seem appetizing in that moment, you might not be hungry. And I've seen that where like I go to the fridge, I think I'm hungry, I go for a bowl of beef and I'm like, ugh, that doesn't sound too good. But when I'm hungry and I go to get a bowl, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this smells so good. I can't wait to eat. So I have been focusing a little more on ground beef. And then we've added in some chicken, and then of course we've had like some steak, and I'll probably have steak tonight. So pretty much doing more beef, and then our flavor added in is chicken. I know basic, but for me, that's what I like, so I'm not stressing about it. And then last switch up from this week is exercise. I feel like I've kind of been slacking on it. I have been doing walks here and there, but I really want to get that push to just get more exercise, get more fresh air, move my body whenever I can. So I have added in quite a bit. What I've been doing now, because my job, it's essentially I get like 3 breaks a day, one of those being lunch, of course. So on each break, I will do a set of 10. I will do 10 push-ups, which of course are the modified because I'm not strong enough for the actual ones right now. So 10 modified push-ups, 10 squats, and 10 crunches. So by the time I've finished my work day alone, I have done 30 of each. So that way I'm kind of moving my body on my breaks because I do have a sit-down desk job. So I do try to move on my breaks. Now, really exciting. This is something crazy, but I have been saving up. I know this is a bit crazy or lavish or whatnot, but I did get a rowing machine. So yes, it was a more expensive purchase because I wanted to make sure it was something that would last for a while. But at the end of the day, I knew that this is something that I needed for my future, for my health. So I could use it now whenever I want, even when it's cold out, or when I get off work late and it's dark out. I don't have to worry about not fitting in a walk. I can just do rowing. So kind of what I did in a nutshell for exercise this week is the rowing machine actually came in early on Monday. So my Monday exercise was kind of actually just like cleaning out the space for it and then setting it up, which took me about 2 hours. So I wasn't sitting down, I was working on it, I was putting it together. It's a water rower, so I had to fill up the tank and it was all these different things. I was tired by the end, but I did it. I didn't even row that day because I was so tired. Now on both Tuesday and Wednesday, I did rowing. And then on Thursday, I went ahead and just did my regular 2-mile walk. And then Friday, I went ahead and did a combination. I did a shorter session of rowing and then a shorter session of walking. So I switched it up on both that day because I really just wanted some fresh air and sunshine. But I also still wanted to work on the rowing a little bit. And Saturdays I work late, so the sun is set when I get off, so I went ahead and just used that as my rowing day. It was a simple swap there. And then today being Sunday, I will probably go for a walk after this. And then my work schedule switched, so moving forward, Monday will probably be my rest day, and then I'll just kind of alternate with rowing and walking. But right now I'm super excited with that. I felt sore with the rower. You can tell the muscles it's working mostly in like my shoulders, shoulder blades, and upper back, and then of course my abs, and then my arms. I feel like those are weaker. But that's pretty much what I've been doing. It's super exciting. I'll go ahead and link below the rower I got. I know not everybody can get it, but again, like I said, it's something I saved up for and knew that it would really help with my health, just taking it to the next level. And of course it's in trade of canceling out my gym membership. So it was a toss up, but I'm super excited I have it now. All right, you guys, so there you have it. That is my week 14 update with keto. Super excited just to switch all this up and see what happens. I can't wait for my 4-month update to see what's happening on the scale, but also inches, especially with all the stuff that I have been switching up. I just wanted to kind of break it down for you guys, my whole thought process. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, of course, and leave a comment below. So until next time, you guys, remember to stay strong, stay positive, and you've got this. Bye, everybody.